Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Atleast, and today we're playing Steel Division 2. And today we're playing with the Fallschirmjäger 4. And let's get into the match. Alright, so we're going to be playing on the right hand side. And same as before, we're going to try to capture this hill and capture the highway. So we're moving up our AT gun, some reconnaissance, some anti-air, more anti-air, also some AT guns over here, so you can see where the markers are placed, and some infantry to start assaulting this hill up here. Tick is going to be taking the left hill. As soon as we control these heights, we're going to have an advantage over the town. And this is the base of this side of the map. On the center, we have Smokey right now pushing into the town, and with Yummy defending this flank over here. And same as with the right, so everybody's in place and we're making our moves. So the Fallschirmjäger heading up. Here are the trucks. And we're going to try to get some ground on the top. Moving our reconnaissance towards the left-hand side here. They get a viewpoint of the road and the hill. That is the most important part for us at the moment. And our anti-air is going to set up, as you can see. He has set up some units in the hillside because the elevation's a little bit strange. You can actually hide people in these little gaps, like right here. Infantry is engaging that armored car and infantry in the field. And they are pinned down. They have to fall back. They got a T-34-85. And we need some heavy fire support, especially if we want to take that. We want to take this this hill and take this tank out. For right now, it's captured and it's under our control. But as you can see, right now, he is. I can't pronounce his name at all, but he's the one in control. Sorry, I'm fidgeting with this a little bit. You got this up now, looking up above the road, or looking towards the road. Got a T-34 76 1943 coming up. We're bringing in a reconnaissance aircraft. And T-34 takes another shot. Still surviving. And this is a viewpoint from up here. So you can see the battlefield right underneath us. And the recon plane goes down. Still gives a lot of valuable information what's going on. Some of these squads start hiding up in the hilltops. And that fighter there gets out. We're still trying to control this hill. And this is a very good vehicle, very expensive, like I stated before. And he still has a lot of stuff up in that hill right now. Bringing out more Fallschirmjäger. We lose one of our anti-tank guns. This one that was specifically supposed to take out the T-34s. There's the wreckage of the plane. And that was taken out successfully by airstrike. We missed it. Paying attention too much to the tank there. We still have control over the hill at the moment, at least the flag itself. And there's combat going on right now in the town. We're gonna have a few more videos later on where we're also taking part in this town. Not in this specific match, but in another match. It's a lot of good stuff coming up right now. We got some airstrikes coming in, trying to take out this vehicle here. This is the main priority right now. We only have one in the entire deck, so it's a huge loss if we lose it immediately. And then what is that AT gun shooting at? Shooting at the Panther. And the Panther's just eating shots. And now we're going right back to our assault. As we got incoming mortars coming in. As our guys are falling back after another unsuccessful attack. And it's firing more rounds at some trucks coming down the road. I think it just hit a direct hit. Yep, you can see the fire over there. Another direct hit on the infantry. It was at least close enough that it did some damage to the truck. We got another tank coming up. Tank takes some damage. Another round. We're missing quite a bit. They're trying to blind the AT gun, and they blind it. And we're still building up on the hill, but it's still getting a little bit more difficult in the center, just due to the fact that they keep hitting us with smoke screens. And we lose our recon. And well, right now, the struggle is the fact that he has way better units up on the, well, at least the armor is, and the armor car. We don't have anything as a tank or AT gun that can take it out. We're out of range here, as you can see, completely. And we have to advance up the hill while he has some support coming from this side of the map. And we're limited to only this point here, which is where we moved this vehicle back. So in this deck, like most of my decks, we're limited only. So I try to make them as well prepared on phase A to do limited attacks, and on phase B, it's always going to be when we are going to press as hard as we can. So we're always going to attack on phase B. We can do as much damage as we can on phase A, but the goal is always to get to phase B. When it comes to phase C and what do you add to your cards, then it's best just to add, you know, maybe one or two, just because, you know, you're gonna get a lot out of it anyway. But for me, the strongest my divisions get is around phase B. So being phase A right now, it's just about establishing the tempo of the game. And we can't even launch airstrikes as much as we wanted before. He set up some anti-aircraft guns around here. He noticed that was a vulnerability he had to deal with. A lot of our recon aircraft were getting through, and that was actually doing a lot of damage. Now it feels like you can press the advantage and move forward. But we also have fire control here. See how their attack is going. Still not knocked out, but it has taken some damage and it's been penetrated now. And our AT gun gets the kill. They have to be very careful when they advance on this side here because we have a good control here. We're bringing up a stun panzer to give these guys some better support. Now we're bringing up some armor, and we're also bringing up the Panther, or at least the Panther command. Just look how cool it looks going through the town like this. And that's the flak up there. Look at that. Wonder if that's one of our aircraft. Yep, that is definitely one of our aircraft. It's actually a recon aircraft. And one thing that we can do with this here, look at the effects of this thing. Let's follow the round. Just the amount of damage it does. Being on the receiving end of that. Fallschirmjäger engaging the infantry as we start pressing our attack now because we got the armor. We're still heavily outnumbered on the hill, but thanks to this here, we got a heavy punch now. Panther's moving up here. Just firing on infantry, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, it's firing on the infantry. It's not firing on the armored vehicles. And now we're going to press forward our advance towards the hill. With the Panther now, we have the ability to knock out everything on here. And as you can see, the game is actually still pretty close. One thing that was annoying me this entire time was the fact that when you set up those anti-aircraft guns, I wasn't able to really use my Air Force anymore. So I brought some of these mortars up. Something I've been watching recently is the use of mortars. A lot of people like to use howitzers. I like to use mortars a lot. They're very effective, very quick, very cheap. And especially in Phase A, they're very useful. And that is the most important thing, is you don't want your units to be too expensive. Like this unit here is really expensive. But you can only get it, at least in this deck, you can only get it on Phase A. So you want to balance it out, at least with some type of support, like mortars and stuff, on Phase A. We'll see the effect of these mortars in just a bit. They probably were the most effective thing throughout the entire game, too. And now we're entering Phase B. We're going to be entering into assault phase. So we're going to be attacking this hill a lot more often. We have, I believe, 1 or 2 more cards of infantry in Phase C. So we should have plenty of infantry. Excuse me. We should have enough punch to get through. As a Fallschirmjäger, really good infantry. And especially, this is one of the best divisions also in the game. Bringing up our Panther up, as we're going to use this as fire support here. Putting the mortars on fire at will, so we can, you know, focus on attacking without having to always consistently aim our mortars on the enemy. We got another Panther here too. Started building up our forces. We weren't taking too many heavy casualties, so we're able to build up, and we're also resupplying our large AT gun that now is been penetrated too. So you can see the damage to it now. The Elephant. Those tanks are still dangerous to the infantry. So without the mortars or armor taking them out, they're still going to be a hard object for us to get through. See, once again, we can see the effectiveness of the mortars. Here comes another airplane doing another airstrike. We haven't been able to hit anything due to the AT guns. I mean the AA guns. I'm sorry about that. As you can see, turning the plane around, takes some damage, and it's actually shot down. While mortars are doing quite a bit of damage to his armor. And right now it's about getting the conditions correctly for the attack. So we're lining ourselves up. We also don't want to walk into the armor either and get ourselves completely just pushed back. It's taking some time to actually build up around here. So it's best if we get it right. And that artillery strike finally takes that out. Humongous loss. And here I'm bringing up the Panther now to try to deal with a lot of these units here. He's moving around the reconnaissance units. And we're about to launch our assault. Being covered by our mortars again. Once you get 4 of these, they're super effective. Look at that. We're launching limited attack. Just to try to get basically the... try to get them guessing. What we want to really get rid of is this tank here. The other Panther's moving up too. And we're able to bail out that, basically what happens is the entire crew just abandons the tank. And our mortars finish it off as we take the high ground. Now we have to be very careful, like I said before, as you can see. They still have ways to shoot up at the hill. Especially around here. So it's very dangerous, see? And this Su-85 is trying to get into range so it can shoot at the infantry. Or the armored vehicles. So to be very careful how you advance too. If you advance too much, you can get yourself, you know, you could have a pretty bad day. Alright, that Panther just knocked out that recon unit. And right now it's just like a mop-up operation. We're just trying to get him out of here. And this hill is going to trade hands multiple times. It's already traded about twice. And it'll probably trade a few more times too. As these are highly contested zones in the on the map, especially on this side. We've been mostly focusing on the side I've played on, due to the fact that it's just the most active at the moment. In Base A, they push through, try to take the flag, try to take the high ground so they can shoot over here and take this flag here. But so far we've been able to hold both hills. And our team right now also has 18 flags, and they have 14. And we only have 37 seconds remaining on the Phase B. Everybody's doing really good. We got the left flank also pushing further up. They haven't captured this area here. In our last game, as you guys remember, this is the area where we got pushed back all the way back towards the back here. We're actually taking some casualties. Oh, we're actually getting hit by mortars ourselves. right now we're out of ammo. Our supply truck has supplied as much as it can, but some have ammunition, the others don't. And we just lost another plane. I don't understand why I kept consistently trying to hit them with airstrikes when they had a nice blanket of anti-air. It's one of those mistakes that you look back on and you're like, huh, why was I doing that? And on the open ground like this, the Fallschirmjäger are going to have the advantage. But right now they're being just completely outnumbered. And they have to fall back. Here comes a terrible artillery strike. Just the effects of that. Knocking out the Panther. And that is a big loss on our part. With the Elephant and the Panther being knocked out, we're in pretty rough shape. We're not in the worst conditions yet. We still have tanks and plenty of infantry left, but it's definitely a big blow. This Panther here is doing some pretty good support. But we're getting hit by heavier artillery now. Here's the mortar bike that's hitting us. And as I said before, mortars are super effective, either if we're firing them or he's fired them. And right now, once again, the hilltop is being contested again. He's launching his assault on it, sending his infantry up there to try to clear us out, the same way we cleared him. And we're once again going to go back to this point here and get ready to build up and do it all over again. Those mortars and artillery are falling really close to the Panther tank. What team was he on? Was he on ours? No, he wasn't. And we're at 1913. Here comes an airstrike. Knocking out the Panther tank. That's an upsetting loss, but we got more infantry coming up. And once again, we're stuck in the position that we can't actually attack without any type of armor. 2012. The shell landed down. I just caught my attention. Oh, there it is. It's an AT gun. Just being those self-propelled rockets are just deadly. Tick just lost a Panther tank. I'm getting hit with another artillery strike. We just took extremely heavy casualties. And each time anybody pushes up the hill, for some reason we take heavy casualties. Instead of you. The Panther tank's gonna be able to hold the road while the Fallschirmjäger tries to make its way up the hill. What we really need right now is ammunition for these mortars. Tiger tank is engaged in T-34. The Tiger takes a hit. And right now it's about capturing the hill again. So we're bringing the Panzer, taking a look over the hill. Our mortars are firing, but he moved his T-34 over. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And we're just going to miss some more rounds. He takes out one of our AA guns. And things are looking a little bit, you know, looks like we're in trouble. Bringing up some tanks now, because we really need them. Oh, look at that, they're landing over there. Let's see if the mortar strike takes out that tank. It's already been penetrated by the Panther. And he has a good idea where we're keeping our reserves at too. Oh, and we just missed it, but the mortars did take out the T-34. And now we're moving back up on the assault. And according to attack power, these things are cursed. They can never miss. We're keeping the Tiger tank a little hidden. As we get too close, I think it can take us out. What is in range of that Panther tank? Oh, it's engaging vehicles over there. And there are 4 minutes and 54 seconds left on the clock. Oh, we're hitting that. Oh, I forgot that we had brought up some artillery. No, this is my this is Tick's artillery. I don't remember if I had brought up any howitzers. I know I brought up. Ooh, we just left the Storm Panzer. I know we had brought up some of these mortars. Right now, I want to take out this thing though. This is the biggest headache we're gonna have. The amount of bodies that are just lingering in the battlefield. All over the place. And he's quite experienced. The fact that he's holding off, knowing that we're also hiding on the bottom of the hill. But right here we got a good range. And slowly we're going to press forward up. Tiger tank is engaging that cursed ISU 152. With mortars falling under it, or on top of it. Let's see who takes who out. Let's actually move down the hill a bit. Tiger takes some damage. He just got penetrated. Who's going to kill who? And the Tiger tank is victorious. Takes out the... oh, look, the mortars just took out another tank. Tiger tank's engaged again against the T-34-85. Takes some damage, but it bounces right off. Takes the shot. T-34 still in combat. Who's going to take the shot first? Bounces right off. Fires another shot. Bounces off again. And knocks out the T-34. More mortar strikes. Right now we're about to press the action up the hill. As the intensity of the offensive gets more serious. Another recon plane goes down. And here comes the response, their counter battery to our mortars, since those have been just hurting them. The amount of lingering and just husk tank graveyards of T-34s. Now it's time to come up the hill slowly, doing probing attacks. And all we got to worry about right now is that T-3480, T-3476. And just takes that tank out in spectacular fashion. Fallschirmjäger just sending one squad at a time, just feeling things out. And as soon as we feel the tempo change, we send in the rest of the squads. We don't have much of a reserve force yet, so that's going to be built up soon. We got our howitzers into play now. I did remember, I was right, we did have howitzers. It wasn't just the mortars too, we also relied on the on these big heavy guns. Oh, they took out one of our Tiger tanks. Look how less tanks we've lost on this hill. We've got about 3. I think there's a 4th one somewhere around here. Right there. But the amount of armor they lost was ridiculous. And that's just in one spot. If you look through the entire town here, there's just more husk all over the place. There's just tank graveyards everywhere. Slam, killing some of our Fallschirmjäger. We still have artillery and more mortars. And that ends the game. That was a really good match. Tick did really good. We were very close too. Very good score too. Everyone on our team did good. It was a really, really close game. It was really much touch and go pretty much the entire match. Going with the chronology. Our kills. This didn't do too good. I've noticed that these type of vehicles, at least in later games, I tend to stay away from them sometimes. They're really good when it comes to just trading against maybe 1-2 tanks at a time. But if anything, I would probably deal with the Tiger tank, maybe a Panther. I would even go as to say even a Panzer tank. It's just too many points, especially if you're starting off Phase A with these guys. It's just too many points just to get this vehicle out, and you're better off just getting anything else out, like Panzer, or a Panzer IV, or a Tiger tank. Just anything that's more efficient, especially in Phase A. Because in Phase A, you're starting off with less points. Once you hit Phase B becomes more important. You get more points, and by Phase C, you're already you maximize your points and your replenishment. So it's just, they're good vehicles. Just I don't think they're. I'd rather use something cheaper. And it did get the most kills too. Losses wise, here's a chronology. Lost a lot of stuff to these artillery, aircraft, which is quite shocking too. Some infantry, that is interesting. It must have been when they were coming on the bottom of that hill. Well, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like if you guys like this type of content. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. We're gonna have more 10v10s, 1v1s, and other type of games coming up. And I hope you guys have a good one.